Well, hello there. I'm Christine and welcome to my channel. If you have been following the video series about the energies of your house, you are in the right space, because today I'm going to be talking about houses 4, 5 and 6 in this series of what is the energy of the house. If you're wanting to know how to work out work out your house number, you can watch the first video, or I'll put it in the bottom again at the description in the bottom, so you can easily just sort of quickly work out what house number you are. The first house we have is house number 4, and I'm going to be using the Emperor with this. And the house number 4 has this it's an interesting place, because partly it's in this strange part of transition, or there's often a lot of conflict, because you've got these two opposite forces at work here. One is wanting stability and the one is wanting change, and so they're sort of competing for each other, these energies of this house. And it can also feel like it's just a temporary place you're going to live in, but also you are going to be, if you're in a house, you'll find with the 4 energy, you're wanting to make changes, and modifications are often carried out in this property. Sometimes there's structural problems with the house number 4. It can be cracked walls and ceilings, and sometimes sinking foundations if it's an old property or close to a road where there's vibrations sort of affecting it in that sense. And often the personality of someone who can move into a 4 house undergoes some change, and it's not always for the better, because someone who can be gentle can turn it to a dictator because when you're wanting to make change and you're not there alone and you're with someone else, you have to be negotiating all the time. Well, we want to do this, and how are we going to do this, and it's going to cost that. So there's always these clashes of temperament are quite strong in residents who are living in a number 4 property. And this number 4 also will attract conditions which cause changes, and often the renovations are ongoing because they can often fail to achieve what they were wanting to achieve. If you have the house number 5, this can be quite a harmonious house, and I'm putting the tarot card up. I just checked, you can see, because I've got the screen over there today, of the Hierophant. And it's harmonious with thoughts and actions, and often there's a lot of exchange of ideas. It's a sense of wanting stability, solidarity are the 2 main energies of the number 5 house. And sometimes they can, the rules can get a little bit rigid over time. People who live in a number 5 house often set themselves apart from others, and they often have a very different view on life. And there's always something going on in a number 5 house, because 5 is also the number of change. So there's often activity and intellectual pursuits, writing and science and maths. And I know we're seeing the Hierophant here, but in days of old, in olden times when the cards were created, it was the monks and the priests and the clergy, if you like, that did write, that did read books, that did do maths and things, that were more often more educated. So that is part of the 5. But also I find that occupants of a number 5 want to be mobile, and there's always someone visiting or picking someone up, and they're on the go, and they like to make change as well, because there's a sort of sense of restlessness about it, and they can have a lot of irons in the fire doing lots of things, and a lot of visitors coming and going, and functions, gatherings and get-togethers in the number 5 house. Our final house in today's video is house number 6, the house of love and marriage, which is the Lover's card in the tarot. And love and marriage and relationships are very important to people who live here. couples often begin their married life in a house number 6 because it provides that feeling of comfort, home, security, responsibility, and that family that they're wanting to create at either at a conscious or unconscious level. And this is also a house of beauty and love and attraction and marriage or partnership commitments. There is usually little ambition or drive because the occupants are very content with what they've got. They're making decisions about the house. Any decisions they make will take time and negotiated carefully and thinking about it a lot. It's often very artistically designed and have nice objects, and sometimes a lot of creative people live in a 6 house because the 6s just often attract artist people, or artist people are attracted to the house of 6. Who knows who's attracting who? Also, people that work in justice or the law are occupants, I find, and other professions, whatever. Where there's this sort of sense of commitment that take an involvement to whatever they're doing there, and they never do anything by halves. People who live in number 6 houses, because as you can see, you've got the 6 coming down and the lovely curve. So there's all this curve and beauty and beautiful things happening, and are quite emotional. It can be a house of extremes with either intense love or intense discord. So that is the houses energies video for houses what was it, 4, 5 and 6. I'll have another video next to finish off the season. It is like a season, isn't it? Series for the numbers of the house. If you have any questions or you'd like to share what you've experienced in a house where you've lived in a certain number, please share. That would be cool. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.